With me is Larry Mayo, the coach of the 1999 Granbury Pirates soccer team, the only team in Granbury history to win a state championship. Larry, is there a chance we might see that again this year?
Oh, I think so. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, you got two guys on who are coaching this team that played on that state championship team. To see them go all the way would just be unbelievable.
Larry, Doug is always making references to similarities between this team and that 1999 team.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that? Do you see similarities?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I see that the teamwork, just the way they play, their effort, they just seem to stay real focused on what they're doing. I can see the influence of Doug. Of course, Doug was captain of the team, too. So I can see his influence on how it seems like this group is really coachable. Doug was very coachable. So these guys all work together and play together.
If there is one criticism of, it's not the team, but it's the district they're in. But Doug set them up well with a very tough pre-district schedule, did he not?
Yes, yeah, he got them ready. And Doug's, you got to get them ready. There were some easy games there, but he can use those as a learning experience to, just basically as a practice against another team.
And last year they had the same district schedule, and they went 3 rounds deep. And I like this team's chances myself.
I like the depth of this team, too. The state championship team had lots of depth. You've got to have 11 players on the field and 11 on the bench that can play. And this team can play. I don't see a lot of change when he substitutes. I still see the same strength on the field.
That's a very good point, and as you said, a championship team has to have that kind of depth.
Yes.
And if you look up and down the roster, the scoring's been pretty diverse. The defense has been pretty spread out. They do have a lot of shutouts, but not all of that is credited to the goalkeeper, although he has done a wonderful job.
Boy, fantastic job. Yeah.
But just all in all, really a dominant season. They've outscored their opponents 73-9, only been behind twice.
Right.
What's it going to take for this team to get to the Final Four and maybe even win a state championship? Do they just keep doing what they're doing, or do they have to do something in addition?
Part of the part that you have to do, and Doug and I will certainly visit about that because people visited with me as we could see things happening, is how you practice and how you get ready. Because the level when you get into the playoffs, the games change. It can just really take a drastic change because you start playing teams that have confidence, and you've got to have a little bit too. And there's some things you can do to get ready for that, and I'm sure Doug will do them. He should remember.
Now, it's interesting that you said you'll get with Doug, because Doug is one of those coaches who is fortunate enough to have his mentor around, and he's also I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. Well, there's not an ego, and I guess that was pretty spread throughout your state championship team. There were no egos on that team, and now it's gone into. So I'm sure Doug would be glad to sit down with you and get every bit of help he can.
And I probably won't be the only one who'll talk to him, because there's such a close knit of coaches, and I know I've got several phone calls from coaches who had won state prior to us playing, and they would give me a call and say, "Hey, Coach, there's some things I've learned, being down there that you need to know." Little simple things like taking all the telephones out of the rooms.
There doesn't seem to be any egos on this team either.
No.
You mentioned how things were spread throughout. Larry, how would this team fare against your 1999 team?
Oh, well, I think with the knowledge of the game, the way the game has grown from '99 to now, it'd be a hard ball game. Because the sport changes, and the fitness level changes, the strength level changes. So I would say they would probably have an advantage.
Really?
Yeah. If you move them back the same year or same age, we might not have an advantage.
Thanks, Larry.